Good morning, Starshine. You may recognize this beautiful orca agate with the polar bear and the energy vortex. From yesterday when I introduced you guys to him. And today I got a bit of an insight about this stone. I had an experience yesterday, and then on the other side of that experience, I realized that it wasn't a coincidence that this happened yesterday, and that it was connected to this stone. So just to remind you, or to introduce you in case you haven't seen the video yet from yesterday. So this is an orca agate. There is a polar bear presence in this stone, and the polar bear is looking up, and there is a cloud. And when I first saw it, I thought that my first instinct was that this is a reflection of what's happening to the polar bears on our planet, that their environment is dwindling, and they are dropping in numbers because of the toxic energies that we're putting out into the world that is heating up our planet. That was my first thought at looking at this dark cloud above this polar bear looking up with its nose, seemingly breathing it in. That was my first thought. And then this magical being shared with me and showed me that what was happening was this polar bear was actually breathing out medicine into the world to shift the environment. And that was a powerful realization because, I'm one to be very open to the energies of our world, the different energies, and being open to what they represent rather than making judgments. But that was my first impression. I made a judgment, and so it was all the sweeter when I received that insight and that wisdom from this beautiful being, that what I was seeing was actually a positive energy, a medicine, not a toxin. So yesterday I had an experience, and I'm a highly sensitive person, and I'm sure that most of you who are here watching this will also be highly sensitive and empathic beings. The stone beings attract us like nothing else because they are so, besides the fact that they're grounding, which helps us, but also because of their pure, loving vibration. So the experience I had yesterday was that I was at a meeting at a group, and we were doing a meditation, and somebody was sending out Reiki energy. And Reiki energy is a positive energy. It's a healing energy. So many people have benefited from it. But for some reason, I have an opposite reaction to it. It messes with my my matrix, my energy matrix, for whatever reason. It's kind of like, I can give you another example. Bosch flower essences, Some people call them botch, some people call them Bach. I think the correct pronunciation is botch. So I have tried them and they have never done anything for me. And I know so many people that have been helped so much by these essences. And there are other flower essences that touch me in such a deep, deep way. There's a flower essence. There are flower essences from a company called Green Hope Farms, and those just, I was so drawn to them, and I experienced them, and I was touched by them like nothing else. Yet the other ones didn't touch me at all. So what I'm trying to say is that there are so many different energies out there in the world, and as highly sensitive beings, it's important for us to be aware that we might react to things in a different way than other people. It's really for anybody. You know, some things help some people and don't help others, and sometimes they're even detrimental to others. You know, what is like this stone being is illustrating what looks like a toxin might be a medicine. And that's really what I'm getting at here. What looks like a medicine can be a toxin, and what looks like a toxin can be a medicine. And as highly sensitive people, we are extra susceptible to the energies in both ways. So we might be moved and affected and transformed in a powerful, powerful way by an essence. And while others might have, you know, a very mild experience with it, or very mild effects from it. And then we also might be affected in a very strong way by something that's not great for us. And that might cause us to feel out of sorts. And I'll give you some examples of some ways that I react. Migraines and feeling ungrounded, flu symptoms. I'm trying to think of some other ways. I'm sure you guys all have your own ways that you react to energies of this world. Thankfully, I do a lot of work with myself. I don't want to call it work. I do a lot of self-care. I meditate, I do Qigong, and I try to walk as often as I can. I stay away from, crowded places. I have my crystals and my shungite that help me out a lot. So there are many things that you can do. I also have my star songs, which are magic. They are absolutely magic. So last night and this morning, I just sprayed myself with some of my star song, and I felt immediately better. Took me right out of my migraine, which was mild to begin with because, like I said, I do a lot of self-care. And I think it's important for us sensitive people. I think it's important for everybody to nurture ourselves, to practice self-care. Especially those of us who are highly sensitive. It can help us avoid going into um, a powerful reaction. And the self-care can be cumulative. The effects of the self-care are cumulative. So in other words, the longer that you take care of yourself, the stronger you get. And you can get to a point, and I'm going to tell you this as a fact because I have experienced this. You can get to a point where when you come into contact with detrimental energies, toxic energies. Oh, I see a little something there. When you get to, you can get to a point, I got a little distracted by something on the curtain. You can get to a point where you feel so strong and so well in your body that when you do come into contact with detrimental energies, that they barely affect you. You'll feel their effects on such a mild level that you'll be, first of all, the only one to notice it. Nobody else will see the effects on you, so it won't be something as severe as strong flu symptoms or migraines, debilitating migraines. And you'll be able to know what to do to move out of those reactions in a much quicker way as well, so that life flows so much easier and so much better, and you'll have less interruptions to your life. Because, toxic reactions to toxins can really do a number on somebody's life. They can stop us in our tracks and have us out for days, even weeks, depending on what we're exposed to and how strong we are feeling. So that's what I was moved to talk to you guys about today. And I'm also going to mention that if you are feeling that you want to practice self-care and shift yourself into a state of continuous well-being, then and you're looking for someone to guide you with that, I can help. You could just get in touch with me. It's one of the things that I do. I used to call myself a healer. I mean, I resisted calling myself a healer for a long time, but I didn't know what else to call myself so that people would understand what I do. So I gave in and I started to call myself a healer. And then just recently, a word came to me that just fits so perfectly with what I do, and that's self-healing facilitator. And honestly, even that does not completely cover it, but it's so much better, because I truly believe that it's not about healing. It's not about fixing something that is wrong, because ultimately, there is nothing wrong. Ultimately, at our soul level, we are, I want to say perfect, and I'll just use that for simplicity's sake. And all we have to do really is shift our awareness. Shift our awareness. That's awareness is everything. Awareness is where the transformation happens. It's where the, quote, healing happens, in awareness. It's not really any physical or mystical energy that transforms us. It's always awareness. Now, having said that, we are human beings living in a human body and having a human experience. And we will have, the full experience of humanity. So if we don't nurture ourselves and practice self-care and take care of ourselves, then we're going to feel that. We can get to a point where we can surpass even that, but most of us need to take care of ourselves on a physical level, and it's nice to have someone to support that journey, someone who's been through it, and somebody who has seen the possibility of such transformation. And somebody's that's gonna support you with self-trust, because that is a key aspect of any transformation. It's really about self-trust. Everything's about self-trust. Self-trust and awareness. All roads lead to self-trust and awareness. So if you are interested in working with me and transforming your life, your body, coming into a state of wellness, and being able to get to a point where the toxic energies no longer affect you, then get in touch. You can contact me through my website at www.songofstones.com. And in the meantime, I'm going to be here often with the stones, with tips, with crystal meditations, which I call crystal blessings, so that you can connect with the stone beings and move into deeper trust with yourself, as well as having magical connections with the stone beings. So I will see you next time. In the meantime, have a magical day, and remember that there is hope and there is great possibility for you to feel well on every level. Many blessings, lots of crystal love coming your way.